Kawasaki ZH2. Anyone who is familiar with the class of superbikes should be well acquainted with the H2 family that consists of some of the world's most powerful and fastest motorcycles. In 2020, the H2 strips down to become the company's new naked flagship. It is worth noting, though, that the changes were not limited to taking off the fairing. The newcomer is built on a model-specific high-tensile steel trellis frame and a double-sided swing arm. The ZH2 follows a new aggressive Tsugami design language, which, as the manufacturer puts it, is the embodiment of the spirit of Predator on the hunt. The Z features the tried and tested 998cc 4-cylinder liquid-cooled supercharged mill that could be found on the entry-level Hypersports. It is rated at 197 horsepower and 101 pound-feet of torque. The rest of the package is as impressive: Showa suspension, Brembo brakes, new color TFT display, and Kawasaki Radiology app support. Triumph Street Triple RS. Getting a bunch of technical updates for the 2020 model here, the Street Triple RS brings more balance between its track capability and street performance. The British engineers applied all of their experience accumulated during the involvement in Moto2 and have subtly tweaked the 765cc triple engine to deliver 9% higher mid-range torque and power. The company claims that the 3-cylinder spins faster than ever and feels more urgent, peaking at 121 horsepower at 11,750 rpm. The pursuit of balance results in a superior chassis setup represented by a twin-spar aluminum beam frame, Showa's 41mm upside-down fork, and a fully adjustable L-in suspension. The Street Triple RS also arrives with a more aggressive styling and enhanced detailing, including new daytime running lights, mirrors, a branded handlebar clamp, a fly screen, and more pronounced air intakes. KTM 1290 Super Duke R. While we all thought that KTM Super Naked cannot get any more bonkers, the rising competition in the segment forces the Austrian brand to step up once again and deliver the third generation of the flagship. The craziest 1290 Super Duke R ever gets refreshed muscular design with a sculpted steel tank, 5-spoke alloy wheels, and LED lights front and rear. The Naked rides on an all-new chassis and has composite subframe, which resulted in a 4 pounds weight reduction. The 75-degree 1301cc LC8 V-twin engine was reworked as well. The new specs include 180 horses and 103 pound-feet of torque. The list of the upgrades would seem endless, so let's mention only the top ones. This bike gets 48mm WP Apex fork and Apex shock with a revised linkage setup, 2-channel Bosch 9.1 MP ABS with cornering ABS, IMU, and disengageable supermoto mode, and of course all of the riding feedback is displayed on the revised TFT dashboard. Ducati Street Fighter V4. Ducati are convinced that a recipe for a perfect super naked motorcycle consists of a 1103cc Desmo Sedici Stradale engine with 208 horsepower, biplane wings, Panigale V4 electronic suite, high handlebar, and 397 pounds of dry weight. Yes, all of this minus the fairing. So basically, it is a stripped-down Panigale. The highly anticipated Street Fighter was unveiled in its production form and two modifications, Standard V4 and the higher-spec V4S. These machines are distinguished by the suspension components and rims. The upper variant replaces Showa fork and Zex shock with Öhlins event-based fork and TTX 36 event-based shock. Plus, it gets a set of forged aluminum Marchesini wheels. The Street Fighter's electronics package is endless, including such highlights as 6-axis IMU, cornering ABS, traction, wheelie, slide, and launch controls. Finally, the bike could be enhanced by a Krapovic exhaust to further boost the engine output by 6% to 220 horses and 96 pound-feet. BMW R90/5. In 2020, BMW Motorrad are celebrating the 50th anniversary of production out of Berlin, which coincides with the 50th birthday of the legendary /5 series of motorcycles. To commemorate this occasion, a new retro-inspired limited edition R90 is being released. The bike has stylish lupin blue metallic color scheme that is highlighted by the smoke effect and double-line graphics on the fuel tank. Plus, there are plenty of distinctive design features that nod to the original /5 models. For example, there is the 1970s Contour double seat with straps, while the exhaust manifolds, the rear silencer, and the rear mirrors are finished in chrome. At its heart, the new BMW keeps the iconic air-cooled 1170cc Boxer, which makes 110 horses and is EU4 compliant. Unfortunately, it still remains unclear whether the R90/5 will make it to the USA, though the bike is already available on the Canadian market with the pricing around $12,000. Harley-Davidson LiveWire. This electric street fighter is a part of the initiative to propel Harley-Davidson into the 21st century and make a statement about the future long-term success of the company. Brought to life by a 105 horsepower motor and instant 86 pound-feet of torque, it zooms to 16 mph in 3 seconds. The high-voltage battery called RESS, or Rechargeable Energy Storage System, gives you 146 miles of city range or 95 miles of highway riding, with 40 minutes 0 to 80% recharge time. The LiveWire is the first Harley to get a fully adjustable suspension from Showa, plus the Brembo brakes with ABS protection, traction control, and direct torque slip control system are now standard. Finally, this electric motorcycle gets 7 pre-programmed riding modes, controlled via a 4.3-inch TFT display. All in all, LiveWire is a great motorcycle with an electric soul, but with a price tag of $30,000 that surpasses the new Street Glide Special, it is actually a very hard sell. Yamaha MT-03. This Yamaha bike has been sold all around the world since 2016, and for the upcoming model year, the brand is finally bringing the MT-03 to the United States. This master of torque is built on the same chassis as the YCF R3 model, which is fitted with a slightly downgraded suspension. The inverted front fork shrinks in tube diameter from 41 to 37 mm, while the rear shock from KYB gets new settings with 7-step spring preload adjustment. The mechanics of the entry-level MT carry out unchanged from the R3, so its 321cc liquid-cooled engine still makes 41 horsepower and 22 pound-feet of torque. Design-wise, the two-wheeler follows in the footsteps of the rest of the Hypernaked family, having similar two-position lights with a singular LED headlight, aggressive sidelines, and LCD dashboard. Indian FTR 1200. The FTR is inspired by the flat-track two-wheelers, which used to dominate the dirt circuits and are now becoming extremely popular on the social media. To ensure superior road handling, this Indian rides on the exclusive Dunlop high-performance street tires, and stopping power is ensured by Brembo brakes. The all-new motorcycle comes in 2 modifications, 1200 and 1200S, both brought to life by a liquid-cooled 1203cc 60-degree V-twin that delivers 120 horses and 85 pound-feet of low-end torque. The major difference between the base and the S modification of FTR is the addition of a fully adjustable front and rear suspension, a switchable ABS, a more advanced 4.3 ride command touchscreen, and installation of an internal measurement unit that combines stability and traction control. The latter also gets a new price tag, which is $2,000 premium over the standard model. If you're enjoying our format, now is a great time to leave a like. We do recommend you watching this video till the end and proceeding to other episodes about new bikes. The links are in the description and info cards. Let's get back to it. Ducati Monster 1200. The Monster family has been in production for almost 26 years, and Ducati has since changed the design of the motorcycles many times. Regardless, in 2020 the brand's most powerful 1200 model continues to carry a very distinctive look, emphasized by the instantly recognizable tank curve, short wheelbase, a complete absence of plastic and fairings, and of course the iconic red cage. The 2020 bike is equipped with an 11-degree Testastrata twin engine that pumps out 147 horsepower and 91 pound-feet of torque. To offer its owners the highest level of safety, the Naked also comes standard with the Ducati safety package, the ride-by-wire system, and traction control. In addition, the premium 1200S version goes completely dark, bringing black-on-black color scheme and adding several carbon bits to the bodywork, which make the S model a few pounds lighter. Zero SRF. The numbers of naked electric motorcycles are still very scarce, but if you're looking for the best combination of price, performance and range, the new SRF is arguably the best mass-produced model out there. The newcomer soaks up 14 years of Zero's experience in the field of two-wheel EVs. It has refined naked design, the most powerful to date Z4 7510 Zero motor, and a 14.4 kWh battery that supports fast charging in the higher trims. The setup can squeeze out 110 horsepower and 104 pound-feet of torque, converting them into 124 mph top speed. The SRF is good for 109 miles of range in the combined cycle, but if used as a city commuter and boosted with a power tank, one can hope to reach 200 miles on a charge. The Zero flagship receives premium adjustable Showa suspension, Bosch cornering ABS, TFT dashboard, optional heated grips, and wide Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3 tires. MV Agusta Brutale 1000 Series Oro. As it turned out, MV Agusta were not joking when they stated that the new 1000 Series Oro will be one of the world's most powerful naked sports bikes. The motorcycle received the transverse 4-cylinder from the brand's range-topping F4 RC. This engine peaks at 208 horses at 13,450 RPM, but if you opt to add the aero exhaust system and the dedicated engine control unit, its output increases to 212 horses. All of this power allows the Brutale to surpass 186 mph speed, while the 85 pound-feet of torque ensure that it can do it with a phenomenal acceleration. It must be mentioned that despite the 43,000 euros price tag, all the Oro's 300 units were sold out immediately. And now, MV Agusta plans to release two mass production versions of the bike named 1000 RC and 1000 RR. Harley-Davidson Bronx. This unexpected bike was the last-minute addition to the lineup since it has just been unveiled at the 2019 Milan Motorcycle Show. Based on the 2018 Street Fighter 975 concept, the Harley-Davidson Bronx is a middleweight naked from the Milwaukee brand, powered by a 975cc version of the liquid-cooled Revolution Max 60-degree V-twin mill. This Harley finally delivers plentiful number of horses and keeps the torque high. In fact, 115 HP output matches that of the Yamaha MT-09, while 70 pound-feet surpasses the Japanese Hypernaked entry by 10%. The performance of the machine was further optimized with the help of Brembo, who designed the brakes with a newly created radial monoblock 4-piston caliper, while Michelin co-branded with HD bespoke set of tires that enhance performance, feel